Park City Miners hockey on their way to a three-peat in the state title. Will they get there? We've got a couple days to find out. But first, another broken record at Park City High School, making us sound like broken records. And then last but not least, one of the most successful and venturing lacrosse clubs in the state of Utah holds tryouts. What you have to expect coming up next on the Scoreboard. Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome into the Scoreboard. I'm your host, Brigham Harris, for today's episode, and it is a beautiful day to be talking sports. It is February 8th, our Tuesday episode, and as usual, we like to kick things off talking about what is going on in the world of sports. Now, we are just at the end of this basketball season, as you may know, getting close to March, or as many people formerly know it as March Madness, not just for the collegiate level basketball tournament, but state tournaments here are just a few weeks away, and we here on the Scoreboard could not be more excited about it. Let's start things off with South Summit High School. The boys team off to a pretty rough end to this season, only have a couple of games remaining. They will be playing against a very, very difficult Ben Lomond team here in a few days, and that will be their final game of the season. They lost to them a few weeks ago in a nail-biter, and this time they have to travel to downtown Ogden to face the Scots. Sort of the same fate for the girls team. Lost the last few games, but they do have a chance to bounce back again. This is their final game of the season later on this week. All of those games away, except for the girls team. That will be their senior night here very soon. I believe that one is tonight. So we are wishing them the best of luck. Moving now to the more homegrown teams here, Park City High School. And we're still speaking of basketball, as there are just a few more games left for these Miners. The boys team has won a game. It was a couple weeks ago, but since then they are back to their losing ways, unfortunately losing a couple of times to some of the best teams in their region. However, they will face off this week against a couple of familiar faces, that in Brighton High School as well as Highland High School. The girls team as well, also not doing great here these past few weeks, but we got to catch up with their head coach Brett Isaacson a few days ago. We're going to be hearing from him on their senior night, which doesn't take place for another week and a half, but the girls team do have a game this week, very important, as they face off against the same opponent as the boys. We wish them the best of luck, all those teams right here at Park City High School. Now let's move down to Wasatch High School down there in Heber City. Very talented squad. We got to catch up not only with Brecken Bowen, but also with Tucker Engelbright. Those interviews coming at you here very soon as basketball season does start to wind down when we do get closer to the end of the year, but we're excited for the Wasps here. A couple games for both the boys and the girls sides before we do kick off to the state tournament. They face a couple of very winnable games, that in both Provo High School, one of the bottom teams in the entire 5A classification here in Utah, as well as Springville, a little bit tougher of an opponent, but good news is the Wasps will face both of those teams at home at Wasatch High School later on this week. So we wish both of those teams the very best of luck. And now finishing things off, we're going to head up to Colville and check out North Summit High School. First of all, we're going to talk boys basketball. They had a very rough loss here a couple of weeks ago just up at Colville. We got to attend that game, talk to head coach Aaron Priest a little bit about what's been going on, the bad juju, how things can get turned around for the Braves before they do head into the state tournament. A lot of young talent, but they are going to be facing off against some very tough teams, that in Gunnison Valley as well as Millard. Now they both are going to be facing those teams. The girls team as well, as we talk about them, the only winning record out of all of the 8 basketball teams that we cover here from all 4 high schools, led by Chesley Langston as well as Heartland Richens. Very, very young players up there in Colville, but still they are filling the shoes that they need to, but they do still have a couple of very tough games. The last 4 games, the Lady Braves are undefeated, a 4-0 streak, and they are looking to complete that streak as they finish off region play and get closer and closer to the state tournament. So that'll do it here for basketball and This Week in Sports. When we talk a little bit about it, when we come back, we're going to be speaking with a whole variety of sports, like we mentioned, not just hockey, not just track and field, but also we're going to be talking club lacrosse. You're not going to want to miss it. This is a very exciting episode here on the Scoreboard, so stick around. We'll see you in just a few.
The Scoreboard is proudly sponsored by Andrea Cox Mortgage. Welcome to First Rate Mortgage.
My name's James, and I've been in the market for mortgages several times over the years, so I've gone through the process with different people. And when I met Andrea, she explained to me why my current loans were subpar and how she could get better loans with better rates.
If I had to describe Andrea in one word, I think I would use the word passionate. She is very passionate about what she does and getting the right solutions for her clients, and that made her an absolute pleasure to work with.
Hi, I'm Andrea Cox. You can reach me at 435-631-9262. Call me, text me, or you can reach me at my website, andreacoxmortgage.com.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Brigham Harris here for the Scoreboard. Welcome back in, and we appreciate you sticking around with us. We've got a lot to talk about today. And speaking of a lot going on, Park City High School track and field has been breaking records over the past couple of weeks. I'm sure we sound like a broken record at this point, but we're going to go back to PCHS and we're going to visit with Kaylee Hale, one of the record breakers. And the reason why we've saved her interview until just today is because, well, she's broken another record yet again. So absolutely incredibly competitive runner down there at Park City High School. So let's send things right over to our own Blake O'Rulian, who's sitting down with Kaylee Hale, the underclassman at PCHS.
Blake O'Rulian alongside Park City High School sophomore Kaylee Hale. Kaylee, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Kaylee, we just talked to you. We talked to your coach. You have so many awesome records that are about to be broken. A couple records that you already have broken. You're already a state champion as a sophomore, as I just mentioned. Can you kind of break down some of the things that you've been able to do in just the year and a half you've been here so far?
Yeah, so last year was my first year, and I ran the Open 8 and got third at the state meet. And then we broke the 4x8 state record last year, and then we also got first for the 4x4, which was just a great experience, and it was such a good team with some seniors, and they were just such amazing inspiration to me that year. And then this year I came in, and Pocatello was my first indoor meet, and it was the last meet I did, so first and last as of now. And I ran the 400, which was pretty good, and then our 4x4 broke the indoor record, so that was great.
We've been talking to a lot of seniors and juniors, and they were all joking that you're gonna break a bunch of school records when you just go out to practice right now. Is there a little bit of pressure to think to yourself, oh man, a lot of people really think I'm very good, and you've obviously already been very accomplished. Do you ever feel any pressure to compete at the highest level every time that you compete?
Yeah, definitely. Like my coach, Steve Katita for distance, the other day we were just doing another workout and he was like, don't kill yourself every single time. And it's just like, in my mind, I'm always looking forward to that goal, just like, get here, you're just so close, you know, it's all I think about all the time. So I definitely feel that pressure, but I want to work on it, so.
Other than your coaches here at Park City, who are some of the people who have helped influence you to become such a fantastic runner?
There's so many. I started actually running when I was like out of 5th grade in running club, PCRC. And so it's been a long time, and I've just been kind of running since then, and it's just all these coaches and my parents, my friends. I have such a tight friend group here, and they've really been so supportive, and we all just have each other's backs, and it's great.
What are some of the things that you want to accomplish specifically this year?
This year, I really want to break the 800 and 400 outdoor record, as well as the 400 indoor records. Yeah, just trying to get it down, and then eventually, at some point, I want to get sub 210 for the 800 and sub 56 for the 400.
Those are all big goals, but definitely seems to be doable for you. What do you do any other sports outside of track and field?
I do cross country, so, like 400 to 5,000 meters. Yeah, running is just my passion, and it's what I look forward to every single day.
So your coach had you come on to talk a little bit about this season and about the team itself. Who are some of the other people that you are excited to watch this season? Who are some of the other teammates that you have that you look up to yourself as you still have, 2 years left here?
Yeah, well, we have some really potential freshmen who look like they're doing great already, and it's only, January? And so I'm really excited to see how that plays out. And as I said last year, there were some really inspirational seniors, like Chloe Schewel, who was a fantastic 400 runner. And it's just like their legacies, and it's me just kind of like following in their footsteps.
Do you think that this season for Park City is going to be one of the best that you have all had? Because when you look at the indoor records, it seems like every record is being, not every record, but a lot of records are being broken every single event. Do you think this is one of the most talented groups of track and field runners, throwers, jumpers that this school has seen?
Definitely. It's amazing just looking all around how everyone is just getting out there and breaking those records. So for sure.
Well, Kaylee, thank you so much. Good luck. And I'm sure we'll be talking to you along with everyone else that we've talked to so far today a lot more as the season continues.
Hey, Blake, thank you so much. And Kaylee, we wish you the best of luck. Again, outdoor track season is right around the corner here for these minors, along with many, many other sports that we are so excited to cover. We've got baseball coming up. We've got outdoor lacrosse coming up. Hockey playoffs are very much in the full swing right now. And speaking of that, we're going to head over to an interview that Blake got here in just a minute. So stick around. We'll be right back on the Scoreboard.
It starts small. A celebration of every detail. A smile. A singular passion. It's the smallest of details that add up to big differences. Every single day. Every little moment. It starts here.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back into the Scoreboard. Today is February 8th, and today is our Tuesday episode. So as per usual, we are looking forward into the week. And one of the main things that we're excited about is, as we mentioned, Park City Miners hockey. If you've been following us throughout the season, we've gone to a couple of games for the Miners, and they have been absolutely demolishing the competition. They entered into the state tournament just yesterday as the #1 seed. They traveled to Salt Lake City to play the Harriman Mustangs hockey team. And I got to tell you, without giving away too much, it was an absolute landslide of a victory for the Miners. But for more details on that, we're going to head over to our field reporter, Blake O'Rulian.
The Park City Miners hockey team is chasing a hat trick, not necessarily just in games, but in terms of state championships as well. Last night, the two-time defending Miners kicked off their postseason run with a dominant win over the Highland Mustangs.
I think we played really well. We've been working hard in practice lately, working on new special teams, and I really think we put it together and really capitalized tonight.
The Miners dominated from start to finish, scoring 3 goals in the first 10 minutes of the game. Add on another 3 before the final buzzer, and the Miners head into the second round without even giving up a goal.
Preparing for this game, we've been scouting out this team prior to the game start.
Not only did they do their homework, but they executed as well. 0 shots on goal for the Mustangs in the opening period, and only 6 total for the entire game. The defending state champions, on the other hand, had 32.
I think defense and offense work together. We all chip in and we all make sure that we control the other team and keep it in their zone the whole game. So
controlling teams is exactly what they have been doing all season, considering their 12-2-1 record. But the team does realize that this puts a target on their back.
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely a target on our back, and every time a team plays us, they know our history and they know what we bring to the table, so they are going to try to capitalize on us every time we hit the ice.
Despite the pressure of a three-peat on the horizon, This team is mostly just looking forward to getting back on the ice.
Oh, we're so excited. We're ready. Whichever team it's going to be, we'll be ready for them. So,
Reporting for the Scoreboard, I'm Blake O'Rulian.
Hey, Blake, thank you so much. And Gabe, one of the senior captains for the Park City High School Miners hockey team, doing absolute dividends for the Miners there. Again, a 6-0 victory over the Harriman Mustangs, and we wish them the best of luck for Wednesday. So let's talk a little bit about that, actually, a bit of a preview for the second round of the state tournament. This is the way that it works. It is a double elimination tournament, so Park City, even if they were to lose on Wednesday, they will still have an opportunity to complete that three-peat. A very interesting backstory, not only the 2020, but the 2021 champions as well. But this year, they got a brand new head coach, that and Jack Skilley, who we got to catch up with a couple of months ago as he was just beginning his campaign with the Park City Miners. So we wish them the best of luck. We will definitely be at that game. That's going to be at the Park City Ice Arena here in town, and we're very excited to get to cover that game. And we will hopefully see another victory yet again for the Miners as they are one step closer to completing the three-peat. And with that, we'll be right back right here on the Scoreboard.
Historic Deerfield is significant as a site because we're an important place in American history.
All but a few of the historic houses are on their original home lots. The original town plan from the 1670s is still in place. The town retains its original scale, and in many of the houses we have objects connected to Deerfield, the Connecticut River Valley, and New England. And all of this together helps to convey a deep sense of place.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back into the Scoreboard. I'm your host, Brigham Harris. In this mid-February episode, our Tuesday episode, we are looking forward to a lot of really exciting things. Not only the outdoor track and field season is almost here, but hockey is in the middle of the state tournament. But not just that, we've got state wrestling tournaments coming up. We have basketball state tournaments coming up. Very exciting time to be here in the Wasatch back. Another reason that we don't actually get to talk about as much as we would like to, club lacrosse, especially here in Utah, is absolutely exploding. And one team that we have had the pleasure to cover once before on the show in Wasatch Lacrosse Club. It is founded and directed by two twin brothers, Danny and Ricky Larkin, who we got to have such a fun time with over this past weekend. The Wasatch Lacrosse Club held their tryouts for this year, and they say that they get more and more kids showing up every single year, and they only have really one men's team that they take about 15 high school age kids for. So needless to say, it was an incredibly tense and fun evening at the Basin Recreation Fieldhouse here in Park City. So with that, let's check in with Wasatch Lacrosse Club. Hey, what's up, everyone? Brigham Harris here for the Scoreboard, and right now we are hanging out with Ricky Larkin, one of the founders and head coaches for Wasatch Lacrosse. Ricky, thank you for stepping aside from the action and talking to us for a minute.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having us. I really appreciate you coming out to watch our tryouts today.
Yeah, we're super stoked. As I mentioned, Wasatch Lacrosse Club tryouts. Tell me just a little bit about some numbers, right? The club has been around for how many years, and tell me about just the experience in general.
Yeah, so we've been around for about 10 years. This is our 10th year this year in 2022. We started out with just one boys team for a long time, and we've had two boys teams for the last maybe 4 years, and we started a girls team in the last year. In the last, I think since 2014, we've sent about 130 players to go play college lacrosse across all divisions, and then just in the last, since we started our girls team, we've had about 28 college commits. So the numbers in terms of sending players to college definitely keeps rising, and that's the goal of our team, is really just to help give the players enough exposure and experience that they want to go play college lacrosse at the next level.
Yeah. Well, you guys have paved a pretty amazing pathway for these high school age kids. Let's talk a little bit about who's here at the tryouts tonight. You mentioned some high school kids. What exactly are the age parameters, the youngest to the oldest?
Yeah, so we have about seniors down through freshmen. Seniors, they can go play this summer in the U19 Bay Lacrosse Shootout. But we basically just have 9th graders through juniors, rising juniors, players who are currently in 9th grade and going in through 12th or 11th grade. And most of our players are 10th graders. And we got a lot of young 9th graders coming out today. But we have a lot of core say 10th graders in our team right now that are kind of helping build us for the future.
Are there any kids here in particular that you're very, very excited for? I mean, I know you've got a lot of talent on this field behind us, but are there any players in particular, maybe any from Park City by chance?
There are a few players from Park City. I don't know all of them by name, but, I saw there's a handful that are here, and we're very excited because the Park City program is the top program in the state, and, they are always sending really good players out to all the club teams, so I'm really looking forward to watching them play and hopefully getting some of those guys on our team for this year.
Yeah. What's it like seeing, dozens and dozens of new faces come to your tryouts every year? Like you said, 10 years old is the program, but you're still getting fresh faces every single year. What's that do for your confidence, I guess?
I think the biggest thing is just, it shows us that there are people in Utah who want to go play against the best teams in the country and want to go play at college. And, me and my brother, who we started this team with, that was always our goal. We grew up in Utah and we wanted to go play college lacrosse. And we didn't really have any guidance on that, and so us being able to give the opportunity to give guidance for these players and then wanting to get that guidance from us is really awesome. We want to continue to be able to help bridge that gap for all these players who want to go to that next level but aren't sure exactly how to do it.
Let's go over some logistics. How many players are you going to take after today, and unfortunately, how many does that mean you have to cut?
So after today, we're probably only looking to take maybe 15 players tops for our guys team. For our girls team, probably around 10 or so. So, the numbers aren't ton for our team. They're not tons of slots, but the opportunities are, really good for the players. And that's why we do it, to make it competitive. And ideally, we get the best players we possibly can, so we go out and represent the state of Utah at these high-level tournaments we're going to.
Well, represent Utah is something you absolutely have done in the past and continue to do. Tell me a little bit about your schedule. After today, what's next for Wasatch Lacrosse Club?
Yeah, so this summer we're taking our guys and our girls team back east. Our girls teams go into Virginia and Maryland and Vail, Colorado. Our guys teams, they're going to Maryland and Delaware and Colorado. Couple of times. They're going to Colorado once and Maryland twice and Delaware once. So we're kind of going all over, but mainly on the East Coast because that's really where the best teams are and that's where the most of the college coaches are.
Hey, Ricky, again, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it, and we wish you the best of luck. I know you've got a long season ahead of you, not starting for a couple months, but here at Tryouts, we wish you the best of luck, and it's going to be a hard cut to make, but you got a lot of talent out there.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate Brigham, and thank you to Park City TV for coming out and showing us that there's some local representation out here.
For sure. Hey, I appreciate it, man.
Okay, thank you.
We appreciate the time, and it's such a pleasure to cover such an increasingly popular sport, especially here in the state of Utah. We learned a little bit about their schedule. Wasatch Lacrosse Club headed to not just Colorado, but states way back east, Delaware, as well as Maryland. I think I heard Florida. They're going to be traveling all over the country to give these kids a ton of lacrosse exposure, and we are excited to get to just be here and talk a little bit about it. When we come back, we're going to be covering a little bit of the Park City athletes who are attending the Beijing Games right now just across the world, and we could not be more proud of them. So when we come back, we'll give you a little bit of an Olympic update. Stick around. We'll be right back on the Scoreboard.
Hi guys, I'm Janet the Dairy King. We're famous here for our ice cream. We have 84 different kinds of shapes. We also have some amazing food. So come and try our chicken strips, our fish and chips dinners, our burgers, our fries, our sweet potato fries. Oh my gosh, we've got so much. Once you go over to the Heber Valley Railroad and ride their train, then of course you have to come here and see all of our trains. Our family's serving your family since 1946. We hope to see you soon here at the Dairy King.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back into the Scoreboard. I'm your host, Brigham Harris, and today is February 8th, 2022. And if you're watching this about 10 years into the future, you're going to look back and say, hey, that was the Beijing Games, wasn't it? And you're absolutely right. So let's talk a little bit about it. Many of our Park City locals here are actually in Beijing attending the games and competing for Team USA. Now, one of them, Alex Hall, a freestyle skier. We're going to see him in the slopestyle as well as in the big air competition. If you remember or you keep track of any FIS World Cup events, Alex Hall landed an 1800 in competition competition and walked away with a silver. So that should tell you a little bit about how competitive freestyle skiing is these days. Not only him, but also his fellow Park Cityan, if you will. Colby Stevenson will be attending the big air competition as well. So good luck to both of those men in those couple of events. Also, one of our speed skaters here who is local, Casey Dawson, is going to be attending the Beijing Games. He had a little bit of an interesting time getting over there. We're hoping to talk to him in here in the couple of coming days and get a little bit of a clarification about what went wrong, what kind of slowed him down in getting to Beijing. But nonetheless, he will be attending and be competing here for Team USA as well. So we wish the best of luck. There are more, but we wish the best of luck to all of our Park City local athletes who are representing the country over in Beijing during the Winter Games at this time. Now that is going to do it for us here on the Scoreboard. Again, we appreciate all the athletes, all the coaches that let us catch up with them, whether it was in the middle of tryouts, in the middle of a game, or in the classroom. Again, do what we can, and we love what we do, especially when we get to cover these super high caliber athletes ranging from freshmen in high school to now mid-20s, low 30-year-olds in the Olympics. So we wish all of our athletes the best of luck. If you want to catch more of the Scoreboard, you can go to thescoreboardnation.com, or you can check us out every Tuesday and Friday evening at 6 p.m. on PCTV, or check out our Instagram handle, Scoreboard Nation. Until then, we'll see you next time.